In this session, we will go over all the volunteer roles. So if you do have any questions or information, please type in the chat box. We can do some Q&A session in the last part. And besides the volunteer roles, I will do the tournament software operation one by one by using the software. And then I will introduce the volunteer resources to all of you. After my training, you can also review the resources on the website. I believe you have already reviewed all the volunteer library before this workshop. I hope you have already some basic information in your mind. And then we will go over all the volunteer roles quickly. And I will demonstrate how to set up a event, a VIQC event by the software. We call it Tournament Manager. And then I will list all these resources and documents. Okay, so let's go over the volunteer roles. The first one is inspector. The inspectors are responsible for determining if the robots are constructed within the roles in the game menu. So all the teams must pass inspection before they can compete in the qualification matches and also the robot skills matches if the event provided. So the inspectors should have a thorough knowledge of the applicable robot rules and product lines and some basic knowledge of the robot construction. So in some events, this role is performed by the referee. The second role we will talk about is VEX TM operator. The TM operators will use our event management software to initiate the matches, record the scores, and also coordinate with MC in displaying the match results and other information like the awards at proper time. And the TM operator should be comfortable using a computer. But if the TM operator has no experience, it's okay. They still can take this role after some quick training before the event. I will go over the whole TM setting up procedure in this afternoon's workshop, but later in later section. Just in case, if you will take this role, please go to the website that I listed in the description. It is vextm.dwabtech.com to download and install the software on your computer. So when I'm doing the setting up procedure, you can follow me to set up the event. Okay. And the other one role we will talk about is the field reset. The field reset volunteers will assist the head referee with resetting the VRC or VIQC field after each match. So in some events, we always welcome students with high energy and younger students. They can handle all this role very well. So they just need to review the field setup features and place the game objects in the correct location on the competition field. So there's no request to the experience. And then the other role we will talk about is the queuing crew. The queuing volunteers will assist the field management, the field manager, and the head referee with staging teams for the upcoming matches. And the other role is MC. And we know the MC always play a very key role in the VEX event by adding some enthusiasm and energy. And also, the MC will introduce the event information, during the match play. And also, the MC can announce the whole event procedure, the awards, and some very important information. And the last role is check-in. The check-in volunteers will assist with welcoming and checking all the teams, and also collecting documents like engineer notebooks, and also answering some basic information or basic questions after the check-in. So we will not go over every detail in this for those roles. And you can visit the website that I listed on the corner, on the left top corner, kb.roboticseducation.org, just in case you didn't review the information before this session. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about inspection. So inspection is very important because we need all the robots are inspected and pass the inspection before they can compete in the VEX IQ or VEX VRC competition. So basically, we have totally 3 different inspection forms, including VIQC, VRC, and VEX U. But here I only listed VIQC and VRC inspection sheet. You can also download the PDF file through the through the knowledge base on the RDC website. But basically, the inspection will include sizing inspection, overall inspection, and parts inspection. So when we do sizing inspection, the inspector will use the sizing tools. Those sizing tools can be purchased from the VEXRobotics.com, or you can build this sizing tool by following the instruction guide. A VIQC robot should fit in the starting size, and a VRC robot also should be within the starting size, stated in our game menu. So how long should this IQ robot be, and how can you inspect it? You can just use this sizing tool by placing the robot underneath this sizing tool, of course on the competition field. And if the robot and see if this robot is meeting the requirement. That's very simple. For VRC, just use the sizing tool and go over the robot from the different direction and check if they are meeting the request. And when you do inspection, make sure the robots are displaying at least one visible VEX competition license plate. They can use either the official license plate, or they can use a custom plate of the similar size. Of course, on this license plate, their team number must be written on it very clearly. And also, when you do inspection, you need to check if all these components, including the electronics, the structures, and other other components like sensors, if they are official, if they are from the official VEX product line. Of course, some non-VEX parts are allowed, and some decorations are also allowed. So if you are not sure about what is the VEX official parts, you can go to the VEXrobotics.com, or we have a VEX legal or illegal product list on the RC website. So generally, for one robot, for one VIQC or VRC robot, they must have only one VEX brain. And the one VIQC robot should use no more than 6 motors. And the VRC robot can use up to 8 motors. But please note, any additional motors that did not connect with the brain are also not allowed, although it's not connected to the brain. So when you do inspection, just simply calculate how many motors on this robot. That's very simple. And so please also note the initial inspection will take place during the team registration or practice time. So if the robot has passed the inspection, they will be marked. The inspector will give them some marks, like some colored zip tie, some stickers to show they are passed. So the past inspection robot can compete in the competition, but if they are not, they cannot compete in any session of the event. And during the competition, teams may be requested to submit a random spot inspection by the head referee. Normally, before the final matches, the head referee will do another inspection to check all the robots all the teams who will go to the final matches to make sure they did not if they did some changes or updates to the robots during the qualification matches, they will still need to pass the inspection before they can go to the finals. Okay, so the next one is curing. We already introduced a little bit about the curing crew. The curing crew will always use a paper match schedule while standing the entrance of the competition field. So I've listed the 2 samples here. These are the qualification matches of the VEX IQ competition or VRC competition. So as a curing crew, you will need to see which match is on the field and which match will be the upcoming match, and what's the team number in this match, and which field they will be. So what you need to do is to line up or queue the teams for each match, and also tell them which competition field they should go to. And when event, when the match is completed on the field, when the match on the field is completed and scored, normally the referee or the head referee will tell the field to reset. At that time, the current crew will send the upcoming match teams go to the red field. So this job is also very simple. Also for the current crew, you need to check before they go to the competition field. You need to check first, ensure all the robots are stored with their team number license plate, and ensure for VRC matches, ensure all the robots have the correct color of the license plate based on their alliance assignment. And also for VIQC team, ensure there are no more than 2 students per team who will go to the field for each VEX IQ match. And for VRC team, no more than 3 students per team can go to the VRC competition field. So this is for the current session. And the next one is MC. Because the MC is a very highly visible event role, so it is very important for the MC volunteer to take a professional, positive approach to preparing for and performing the duties. So normally the MC has the power to set up the tone and for the match, and the event partner relies on the MC to keep the event running on the schedule. So normally the MC will use these documents. The one is a announcer qualification match list. So this qualification match list is a little bit different to the normal qualification schedule. And in this announcer sheet, the team's information like organization, team name are also listed, and the MC can use that to introduce all the teams before the match. So the procedure for this MC is before the match, the MC will need to check if the field display monitor is working correctly and shows the correct qualification match number or final match number. And also, before you start the match, before you announce to start the match, you need to make sure every team is ready to start the match. And of course, you need to keep on the schedule. If all the teams has given their thumbs up, tell them to do thumbs up to show if they are ready. So when you receive that signal, you can start to count down like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, go, and start a match. So during the match, the MC always talk about the robot construction, the team strategy, the scoring part, and everything, just to make sure the event is full of energy, the match is full of energy. So after the match, you need to tell all the teams to check the event schedule, to check the event score, and when they are ready, when the scores are recorded. And if the TM operator shows the award or shows the score on the screen, you can also announce the awards or the scores. Then for that, you can use this award ceremony to announce all these award winners. For the next one is check-in. Normally, before the event, we can use some paper check-in, but I would like to suggest to use this TM software for check-in, because all the teams registered to this event are listed in this software. And it's easy for the volunteers to do some check-in procedure. And you just need to simply click every team and make them check in. And the other reason why I recommend this is the match schedule will be generated based on the registered or check-in teams. So if the TM operator did not know some teams didn't show up, the schedule will include them, and the TM operator will have to regenerate another match schedule. This may cause some wrong matches. So if you can, just use the check-in software function. And the next operation is TM. The next one is TM operation, which we will talk about the whole process after this slide. So the VEX Tournament Manager is a package software designed to simplify and automate many of the event tasks associating with running a VEX Robotics Competition. So some of the main features of this tournament software are creating the qualification match schedule and show the qualification rankings and show the qualification match clocks, and also the skills challenge ranking. So I know this TM software is a little bit complicated if you are very new to this software, but no worry about it. Just do some practice before you can start your event. So let me show you the whole procedure. If you don't have a software installed on your computer, please go to the website and download the software. Let me show you the software again. So here is the software download website. It's vextm.dwabtech.com. So when you click this Tournament Manager software, it will show three options. So currently we can use the first one, create a new tournament. You will see this welcome page on this software. And in this page, you can download the user guide through this link. And then we go to next. So this one is the event code setting up. So if you do have a posted or approved event on RDC website, so you need to list the event code and the TM code. And by checking this box and list and type in all the information. But for now, I don't have a listed event node, So I can just ignore this part and then go to a program type. And then when we choose the program type, we can click this VEX competition and then go to next. Okay, so this one is the tournament type. So if you are running a scrimmage in your school, the scrimmage is normally a small or unofficial event. You don't need to post the the team names or the award. But if you will post a official event on the RC website with showing the award winners, the match results, you should choose the other three types. So normally we would suggest we choose small tournament or medium tournament. For the large event, is normally used for the VEX Worlds. So that kind of big event. So if you have only around 16 teams to 30 teams or 33 teams to 32 teams, choose the small tournament of function, and then go to next. Then this page is for the general setup. The first one is the event name. Normally, I would suggest you to type in the event name on the post event on the RC website. Let's say this VEX workshop. So after that, you need to set up a tournament manager password. This password is required. So you can either choose create random password, or you can just type in your password. But please know you need to remember what the password is, just in case you will forget it, or you need to give to another volunteer to use. Okay, let's say 123 as the password. Okay. So this page, if you are not running a league, just ignore this and go to next. So normally, if we are running a tournament with only one event date and one event venue, we call it tournament. So it's not a league. For a league, it will contain several different sessions in different days. So normally in Asia, we didn't use a league a lot. So just click next and go to the game scoring configuration and choose your event. In this season, VEX competition called Slam Shot. Make sure you are clicking the right competition. And then go to next. This one is the team list. If you already post the event and you have already typed in the event code and the TM code in the previous setting up, all the teams registered on the website will be generated or downloaded automatically into the system. But now I don't have one, so I choose create teams, and we can choose as 16 teams to be generated. And then go to next. It's the final match setup. So when you do the final match setup, you need to decide how many alliances will go to the final matches. When we say alliances in in the IQ competition, it says it means how many. It means the teams. One alliance will be formed as 2 teams. So if we say 5 alliances, that means 10 top teams will go to the final matches. Okay, so the next one is the field setup. When we say field setup, we mean a computer who's controlling the tournament software and also record the event. So for events, especially for a bigger event, like a medium event, you can set up several different field setup, like 2 or 3 setup. So each setup can control one field, or each setup can control many fields. So normally for the small event, we only need 1 field setup. So you don't need to change this information here. But if you would like to rename it, that's okay. Let's say VIQC workshop. And also underneath this field setup, you can set up 1 or more competition field. It's up to your event venue or event capability. So if you need to set up a new competition field, you can give it another name like W1 and it, or you can remove the previous name and give another name like W2. So let's go to the next. And this page is for the skills challenge setup. The skills challenge setup means if you are providing a skills challenge in the competition, you will need one monitor with a second clock. So you will in that case you will need to set up a skills challenge field. But if you don't have a special field just for the skills, you don't need to do any setup. Then you need to select 0. And here, let me choose 1 as a skills challenge field. And for each team during an event, they will have exactly 3 skills challenge attempts per team. So here, this information has already set up. So you don't need to change it. Okay, go to the next. And this one is the PEAT display setup. The PEAT display setup normally shows the rankings, the match schedule, and also for VRC shows the alliance selection and some other information that shows in the PEAT and let the teams to know the whole event information. So normally the PEAT displays only shows the rankings in the event. And we have another display, we call it audience display. The audience display is just the showing the timer when the teams are competing on the field. So these 2 displays are different. So normally the system will give you a default setting up as the PEAT display shows the whole ranking. Okay, so let's go to the next. And this page shows the event schedule. So when you do the event schedule, just simply choose the start time and end time. And then the match cycle time. The match cycle time is actually the duration between two match. So if you choose to use a longer cycle time, you can choose up to 10 minutes. And then choose the type, choose the match type. Normally for an event, we would recommend the event partner set up at least one practice per match. And if you would like to choose to do a qualification practice match, just choose this one and choose the timing. The starting time is 9 to 10 will be the practice matches. And then we can click add this schedule into the whole schedule. So after the practice, we're gonna to do our qualification matches. So our qualification matches will start from 10 and go to 12 p.m. before the lunch. So if your qualification match will last maybe 4 or 5 hours through a day, you need to set up as 2 different periods. So the first one will be before lunch, and the next one will be after lunch. So the lunch timing you don't need to set up in the schedule. Otherwise, all the events, some events or some teams need to compete during the lunchtime. So let's say the first period for the qualification is from 10 to 12. And then we click end to end the first qualification. And then let's say the lunchtime will start from 12 to 1 p.m. Then when we choose to do the qualification match, we start at 1 p.m. and end at 2 p.m. Then add it. So from this part, we can see in today's schedule, so each team will place 1 practice match, and then each team will place 3 qualification matches. So, but normally, in our VEX IQ competition, we suggest to do 6 or 8 qualification matches per team. So by calculating the current team setting up, we see there's only 3 matches per team. So we need to add more. So you can add more qualification matches into this schedule. So let's say from 1 to 5, we totally so today we totally have 7 qualification matches. So when you finish the qualification setup, that's okay for all this schedule setup. So let's go to the next. And this one, on this page, you need to create the matches. So firstly, we need to create the practice matches by clicking this button. And now you can see underneath the information, it shows there are totally 8 matches and 1 per team. And then on the qualifications part, when we if we didn't click this button, we can only see we cannot see any matches listed here. So still you need to click this button, and the system will calculate automatically for you. So now we have 56 matches and 7 per team. Then let's go to the next. This is award setting up. If you have already listed all these awards on the REC website, you don't need to do any setup here, because the system will generate all the information according to the website information. But if you don't, just click the checkbox and choose the correct information and choose the correct awards that you would like to set up. So now we have Excellence Award, Teamwork Champion, and Robot Skills Champion, and Design Award. So that's all the awards I would like to set up. Okay, so go to next. And this part is the web publishing setup. So all the information will be uploaded to the REC website. So you can click this information. But if you didn't fill in the event code and TM code, you cannot do it. So just for now, we can just ignore this part and go to the next, and then setup complete.
I just have a question. Sorry if you answered that before. I saw in the app you mentioned about the division 1, 2, or 3. So what are they, and do we really need that for our tournament next month?
Oh, what kind of division? So you mean
previous screen when you share about the list of awards we need to put on the list, and I saw the division 1 next to that.
Division.
List for the reward.
Let me see here. Division, right?
Yes.
This division should be the multiple divisions. Normally we use that for the big event. So for a small event, you do need to set up the different divisions. For example, in the VEX world, we normally have around 600 VIQC elementary teams. So the RC will not run the whole 600 teams in one division. So they just separate them into different divisions. In each divisions, there will be some different field setup, and also there will be some different division awards. So that means maybe around 100 teams will play in one division. The whole qualification matches are listed only for the division teams. If you are in a separate division, you will not compete with the teams in division 1 or 2.
But later, like when you need to choose the winner, do they compete each other among different divisions?
Yes, in the VEX world it is. In the VEX world, they have a different role. They have a different setup for all the division champions will compete together for the world champion. So that's only for the VEX world. But for our normal events or our local or national event, we don't need to set up two different divisions, because that's normally for a very big event.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so any more questions for the setting up? Okay.
Crystal,
Then-
I have one
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So when we have the tournament manager software on our side, and this event is not an officially registered event with the foundation, right? So the data related to this event is not synchronized to the online web-based system that you have. Then
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that we should only have one computer with a locally running tournaments manager software, and record all the teams details and scores there on one same computer?
It's okay.
The reason I'm asking is that ideally we want to have multiple computers to record the scores distributedly, but since this cannot, the different computers cannot communicate and synchronize the data, right, through the web. So that arrangement wouldn't work based on my understanding. Am I correct?
Nope. Actually, all this information can be interface between different computers. And although the event is not registered on the REC website, it's not official, but still you can do the same procedure. Just like what I just did is actually just for a event than an official event, because I don't have a TM code or event code, right? So when you generate the teams, you just need use the software to generate all the teams, and or you can use a CSV file to upload all the teams.
I see. So the interface is through a file interface.
Yes, file interface. So when you set up one computer as a data server, so like my computer now, you will get a IP address here on help, under help. So here you can see get IP address. How about this? Let me show you the way of data transfer later after we finish this event controlling introduction. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. That would be helpful. I think this is going to be a key reference to our technical IT team, yeah, I'll make sure that we'll have an owner on our side to own that, right? To take care of that. But
Yes.
it's good to know that it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. It's feasible.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. So please continue, so we can deep dive into this later.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now you are seeing the controlling panel. So when you click the cross button here, you can see different practice matches. And then here you can see different qualification matches. We have now around, 56 matches, qualification matches, and 5 practice matches. So how can we generate the schedule? We already have listed, but we need to give this paperwork or electronic file to the teams. You need to go to the report and go to the match list and results. And here, choose this one, qualification match list by match. So by clicking this one, you now can see a paperwork match list. Then you can print it into a PDF file or simply use the printer to print a paperwork. Okay, so this is the part. And another report you can use is for the announcers, like MC. You can use this announcer sheet and click the qualification match announcers. Let me see pane. So you can now see the announcer sheet that I show in my slides. And also go to the report. You can also generate the practice match list, or you can check the match list by team. So here is by team information. Okay, so that's the reports. Of course, you can also use that for the to do some rankings, skills ranking, or some slides or award ceremonies, awards summary, something information. And also, if you would like to use some to do some certification for all the teams, go to this team certificates, and you can click award winner certificates, and then you can see the system will automatically generate this certificate format for you. But please note, on this certification, there's only team name or team organization and team number listed on this certification. But we don't list the student name in on this certification. But if you would like to use your own format, that's okay. That's allowed. Okay, so that's for the reports. Let's go to the operation part. So on this panel, you can see this information just for one simple match. Yeah, as we talked about the scoring volunteer in last week, we have the scoring volunteers, the scoring referees will use a paperwork or a mobile app to do this recording, or you can have one operator to do this recording. So as a TM operator, they only need to click the button here according to the scoring sheet. So it's very simple, and just the TM operator just need to be very careful for everything they are typing in. So when they finish the typing, and simply choose Save Score. So all the score for this match are saved. On this left part, you can see here the button in front of this practice match 1 is changing to a green check mark. So that means this is the results are saved. Okay, so we can do the next one by clicking the information. Maybe someone have already seen some information when I tap in the last match. If you can see here, when I tap in, some information change into red. What does this mean? Actually, it means you are typing in some invalid score or some invalid information, because for IQ competition, we need the teams need to remove the disk from the dispenser firstly, and then they can score the disk into different point zone. So when you click the information, it's better to click the disks removed from the dispenser part firstly. So if you click 2 here and match this disk score number as 2, so the system will change to the normal function. No red wording. Okay, so this is a tip. And then another one, this is for scoring. For the scoring, when you do the qualification and the finals, they are the same typing method. So we will not, let me do some information here. Is there any questions about this scoring part? Nope. Okay. Let's go to the next one. The next part. Maybe you already see VEX competition on the website. There are some information like the timer, the qualification ranking, the qualification match schedule. How can we show to these teams? Okay, so let's go to the display setting up. We already have some displays setting up in the previous sessions. So now when you click this display button, you can see some different setting up. Here is the start new display. So when we set up a audience display, we normally choose the first option, audience display full. If you are doing some overlay display, you just simply choose the next one. So the first one, let's choose this one, audience display first. Okay, so when you choose this audience display, this audience display normally will ask you which field setup you will use, because we have already set up 2 different field setup. So we let's choose the first one is VIQC workshop. That's for the normal qualification matches. If you would like to show the skills field setup, you can just choose this skills field setup one. So let's see, this one is VIQC workshop, and then continue. So when we do continue, on your computer, you will see this display window. Normally, you need to connect your computer in with some different monitors or TV, because you need to set up some. You need to post the display in another different monitors. But now, in this meeting, in this Google Meet, I cannot show the other display. Let me show you how to do this. So the first step for you is to view and identify which screen you would like to show this information on. So let's identify the motors. Currently, my computer screen is showing number 1. And normally, if you have another monitor, like they can show you monitor 2 or monitor 3. So when we can do full screen on monitor 1. if we click full screen on monitor 1, that means my computer will show the whole timer. We'll use full screen function to show the timer. So let's see this one. Okay, so now you can see a full screen on my computer. Let's go back. Let me go back. Okay, so this one is the audience display setup. So when you the next setup is let me first close it. And the next setup is heat display. We also go to the start new display and show heat display. And this window is also another one, but it shows different information it shows different information compared with the audience display. So normally, as I mentioned before, the PEAT display will normally show the match schedule, the qualification rankings, and also the information the operation is similar to the audience display. So first, identify the motors and then choose full screen on which monitor. So now I have connected with another monitor. I have the system shows me I have 2 monitors. Okay, so this is the PEAT display. Let me keep this window on, and let's go to the field setup. Field set control. Let's go to the field set control. Let me see. Yes, I can show you this. Oh, no. I cannot show you these 2 windows at the same time. Okay, let me go back. And then let's do the field control. So as a TM operator, we would like the drivers on the field to see their timer, and also to see their match number and their match and their team numbers. So let's say we're gonna to queue a next match. So we choose this button, queue next match. It shows the practice 1. The match on the field is now shows P1 as practice 1. Let's go to, if this match is not the match you would like to queue, you can choose queue next match until you are choosing the right competition, the right match. So let's say we are now queuing the Q4 and choose sound effects. Check this box, play sounds. And then, so when the MC asks if all the drivers are ready for the competition, then the MC will tell the TM operator to start the match. So let's go 3, 2, 1, go. Then the TM operator will click this start match button. And then you can hear the sound to start the match, and the match timer is now running. Let me see, how can I show this? Oh, from now, this is team display. So please note, for VIQC competition, when the timing is coming to 35 seconds to 25 seconds, the system will show the sound to inform the drivers to exchange their controller. Yeah, so that's the whole timer and sound FS. So now you can see this audience display information. So on the field, we are queuing this qualification for match, and it's on the left side. You can see the team numbers. We are now having team number 2 and team number 16 to compete on the field. So let me show you again. Yeah, when I queue this match on this screen, you can see a very big 1 minute timer. Oh, it always shows that. Okay, so let me redo it. So when I click it, the screen shows full screen and the timer is running. So that's the whole procedure. Uh-oh, I can't go back. Okay. Okay, so this is the whole controlling procedure. So any questions about this part? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let's go to the next one. We can go to the skills. The skills recording, the skills score recording is normally similar to the qualification match score recording. But before you are doing that, the first thing for you is to choose the correct team number. And then choose whether they are doing the driving or they are doing programming. So if we are recording their driving skills scores, click this button, and then like the qualification match, click all this information, and then click this add driving skill score. So now on the left side, you can see this information. The score has already scored. And for the next team, let's say if team number 5 is going to do programming, and the number is only 1 point, and remove 9. Remove 9 discs from the yellow dispenser. Then we click Enter Programming Skill Score. And then on the left side, under the Programming Skills button, you can see this team is now recorded. And if you go to the skills ranking, you can see these 2 teams are recorded as their team number. So team number 5 had a programming, and team number 4 had a driving. And if you would like the team number 4 to do another programming, then end it. And then now you can see the information. So team number 4 now have 1 programming number and 1 driving number. So that's the skill scoring recording part. Okay, so when we do this, when we finish all this ranking or scoring part, let's say we have finished all this qualification match schedule, we can see the rankings here, the qualification rankings. So this will be the qualification ranking schedule. You can also go to the report and print the qualification ranking as a PDF file. So all the teams are listed here by their scores. Okay, so let's say all teams are finished their practice qualification matches. And now we will go to the finals. So how can we set up the finals? We need to go to the tools. Sorry. You need to go to the matches and click this create final matches button. And then now you can see all these teams are listed on the right side. So if some teams are not will not be included in the final matches, we can simply choose this team on the right side and then exclude it, and then exclude another one. And also during the qualification matches, if the head referee decide to DQ one team from the final matches, you can just simply choose another one. Choose the team and then exclude this one. So when you finish this selection, you can create the final matches. And by clicking this button here underneath, this underneath button, create final matches. And the scoring, the system will ask you whether you will do that. Click OK. And then you go to the scoring. And here you can see under the finals, the system has already generated different general matches for you. So please note, before you create the final matches, there's no final matches listed in the system. So when we before the competition, before the whole competition, we can only send the qualification match schedule to the teams. We cannot send them the final schedules because we don't know who will goes to the final matches. So after you create the final matches, if you would like to show the teams who will be and what is the match schedule, so still go to the match schedule and choose the finals match list. And now you can see this one. You can still print it out as a PDF file sent to the teams. Okay, so let's say we are finishing the finals. Let me type in some numbers. Okay, so let's say we finish all the finals. If there's no match, if there's no tie, so all this final matches are finished. But if we do have a tie, let me see this one, 16, 16, 16, 16. Let's say if finals 4 and finals 5 are the same number. 6, 17. Yes. Now you can see the system will automatically generate 2 matches for you, because finals 4 and finals 5 are the same number. So that means the top one, the toppest teams, the toppest alliances are now facing a tiebreaker for before they can go to the championship. So this finals 7 and 6, they need to play. Okay, so for this part, like how can I show you? For finals tiebreaker matches only, this part is only run when we are doing the final match schedule, the final match tiebreakers, and also this number, this match stop time, will only be calculated if these tiebreaker matches are having the same number, having the same score. But like what I did just now, final 6 got 5 points and final 7 got 21 points. There's no need to calculate this match stop time. But if they are doing the same, if they are getting the same number, let's say 7 and 6 are the same number, the same score. Oh, okay. So normally the system will generate another tiebreaker. But if we have a 2 generator, yeah, if when we say we are recording the tiebreaker stop time, the system will not generate another tiebreaker. Yeah, it's based on the game menu. When you do the finals, please make sure you are following the game menu and record the match stop time. Okay, so this is for the match. Now let's go to the award panel. The award panel. So under this awards, we can see the award where we set up. So all the awards can be typed in the system, but there's one easy way for typing in the performance awards, like teamwork champion, robot skills champion. So we simply click here on the right side, autofill winners. Just click this one, and then the system will generate the award winner for you automatically. But the judged awards like Excellence Award and Design Award, you will still need to type in. So let's say team number 6 received this Excellence Award, and then we need to save it. And another one, Design Award, goes to team number 3. And now you can see all these awards are filled in. Then before the ceremony, you can still go to the reports and go to awards and printed out a awards summary for you, or for the announcers, for the MC. Let's see the certification. So let me show you the whole certification. Now you can see this certification only lists the team number and team name. Okay, so this is the whole generating parts. But if you are facing some information that you would like to update during or before the event, how can we do that? We can go to the tools and go to the options, and then you can simply change some information, like you can type in the event code and TM code. You can go change the name or how many alliances, but now you cannot change it. You already finished it. And if the timing is running late, you can simply choose the number of the qualification matches. And like say we choose it to 6. And the schedule will be regenerated or short for you. You can now see the last part, the last schedules before we list it as from Q49 to Q56. They are not shown. So just in case if you are running very late for your qualification, you need to cut off some qualification matches. Okay, so let's go to the operations again. So the match time, you don't need to change it. The match durations are almost have already set up, like the length of the driving, like the programming and driving skills duration. You don't need to change it. And division, normally you don't need to do that. And also you can do some, you can put on some sponsor logos into the this system if you do have some sponsor logos. And also you can also change some awards during the competition. So that's the options. And please note, if you would like to change the whole schedule totally, you can click this Run Wizard. But be careful, if you click this Run Wizard, all the generated schedule or the recorded scores are missing, because the totally schedule are regenerated. The previous matches or previous scores are coming ended as 0. So be very careful if you are choosing to run Wizard. So this is the basic controlling part. Let me show you the team check-in function and inspection function. So the team checking function, I have one slide I have some information in my slide, just so it won't be very complex, just very simple. If you choose checking all teams, so all teams checked in. And also inspection. For the inspection part, we also do one by one. You can choose passed or not started or partially completed. So, but please note, if for the teams who the inspection status shows as not started or partially complete, those teams cannot be generated into the our official qualification match. So before you generate this official qualification match schedule, make sure all the teams passed the inspection. Yeah. Okay. So this is very simple. Okay. Then some information like mobile devices, like yes, let me show you the mobile devices. If you would like to use some mobile devices, yeah, you can use laptop, you can use tablet or mobile phone to do this scoring as well. So before you are doing the mobile devices, you need to get their IP and their code and give them some authorization. So before you can enable or remove all the devices. But similar to these two different computer data transferring, you will need to get your IP address firstly here and make a record of this IP address, and then you can do that. Before we go to the next part, let me just show the last part for uploading the results. If you do have a posted or official REC website information, so all this REC website registered event, you need to upload the results after the competition completed within 48 hours. Okay, so this part is the basic TM operation part. So let me show you how to do the two computer overlapping. Okay. So when you do the tournament operator, click this button and the system shows you three different options. So if you are another computer, then will connect with the remote server, with the data server computer, and then choose this connect to a remote server. And the system will ask you the IP address and the password information. So you need IP address and the server password. If you click all this information in it, then you can continue and use this another computer to interface with the computer server. So that's the operation. It's still very simple. Okay, so I think that's all for this TM operation. So any questions?
That is great. Thank you, Crystal. I think the IP setup and the coordination multiple devices will be something that we have to practice with a bit. We will do that, and if we come into any trouble, maybe we'll shoot you an email to ask. But the documentation that Andy circulated a few like half an hour ago is very detailed, and I think we can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So thanks a lot for showing that to us.
Okay. No problem. Okay. So, any more questions?
I think that's all question we have for now. And this is the last training session, right, Crystal?
What kind of introduction?
I mean, that's the last training session.
Oh, yes.
We schedule, right? So
Yeah,
we very appreciate that. I just want to say thank you to you, and sorry, my internet connection is not really good, so I couldn't turn on my camera. But just want to say that we appreciate you a lot, like several hours on like multiple topics and a lot of documentation. Ving told us that it's amazing, and we need time to digest that. Of course, we do have the training for our volunteers, but with your support, it's much clearer. It's more clear than what we do like on our own before. And for the next step, it would be great if you could send us the slides and then the recordings through the like for the 3 trainings, and then we will send that to all our other team members who couldn't make it to the live training. And yes, and we'll keep you up to date about the upcoming event on September. We're so excited about that.
Okay, that's great. So basically, all my information are coming from the REC website. So before you do the training, just let all your trainees or your volunteers to read all this information on our website. Something like the KB documents, some listed on the REC website, some listed on the VEX Robotics Competition, VEXRobotics.com. So if you don't know where it is or where you can find it, just send me an email. I can also send you some detailed links. But I think I already listed the kb.roboticseducation.org on my slides. So just to read through all this information, and if you do have some questions, just send me an email. Okay?
Yeah, sure, I will. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time, and hope to talk to you soon and see your competition.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.